But we are finally back with some more Terraria 1.1. Finally in the new age. I got my buddy Soldatron EX over here, making his
Hi,
usual extended cameo.
hi, hi, Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn.
That's my obligatory Portal 2 reference.
Oh, I have never played Portal 2. I only ever played the first one.
You monster! How have you not played one of the best sequels ever made?
I haven't played Half-Life 2 either. I've only played the first one.
Chat, literally. What is this
Rake
man
me
doing?
over the coals. I'll do a Valve retrospective someday. It's actually something I'd really like to do.
What is
Because
this
I'm
man doing?
very behind.
Next, they're gonna tell me you haven't played TF2, but you played TF Classic.
Okay, well not that one. I can't say I've done that. Oh man. TF Classic's weird. It's a very strange game.
It's just another fucking mill sim game
Honestly, yeah.
that was pretty much like Counter-Strike, except it had that hero element that TF2 had. It just wasn't iconic or it didn't have any personality. Pretty much, it was just like another Counter Strike.
And then you have TF2, which is like all personality.
Yeah, then TF2 came out, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!" Complete tonal shift.
It really is a tonal shift. It's really a very nice looking game. Okay, so last time I died to the wall of flesh. And I don't think I have any other guide voodoo dolls, so I'm gonna need to go down to hell, get another one. So that I can slaughter another guide to spawn the wall of flesh. Oh, I had other chests over. I think these are the legitimately obtained chests. I don't remember for sure, but I think that's the case. Let's see. I don't really think there's going to be much purpose to the Star Fury. The Knight's Edge really isn't all that important either. I'm going to be using Uramir's Water Bolt strategy with Jungle Armor, which will make it even more effective than it otherwise would be. His strategy could actually beat the Wall of Flesh without any major accessories. You get the Water Bolt and you're basically good to go into hard mode. Which is pretty incredible. It was a very powerful weapon, especially back then, but to some extent even today. As you of course know, Mr. Soldatron, you're an expert on this game.
Yeah, 2D Minecraft, yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
Underground jungles. I'm still not over that.
Still not over that?
I don't think I ever will be over that.
Well, there's only a couple versions that really have only an underground jungle. Every other version has surface jungles, so it's not that weird.
Oh, fam, I think they got the memo backwards on that one.
There can be a jungle underground.
Okay, sure. In what world?
Well, like, there is ground underneath the jungle, yes?
Yes, but are there any trees down there? And no, I'm not talking about roots. Don't bring
there are trees in the underground jungle. At least not in the old ones. In the new ones, I think there actually can be, but there's also like gem trees and other fancy stuff that you can find underground in newer Terraria versions. Oh, I got Luke the guide. How swell. Okay, I should go down and get another voodoo doll so that he can die and I can spawn another wall of flash. Only OGs know why we're so mean to the guide. Honestly, to some extent, I think even modern players kind of get it. I think so. We have pretty much every other accessory that we're gonna need. I already have a lot of mana potions. These are a number of healing potions. Orb of Light isn't gonna be that necessary. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really need to worry too much about potions or other buffs. Uramir used a couple so that he didn't even have to build a Wall of Flesh bridge. Since I already have one anyway as a result of finding the underground jungle, I don't really need to worry about that. I just need to go down and try to kill some voodoo demons. That's about all there is to it.
Underground jungle.
Don't worry, we're not going there.
Next, they're gonna tell me. Next, you're gonna tell me that there's a garden in the sky.
A what now?
A garden in the sky.
Well, I mean,
Don't.
Define garden. It's not really like a full garden, so to speak. But you know, there's stuff up there. There's stuff up there.
Babylon Garden.
It's not the Babylon Garden from oh my god, Sonic Riders. I don't know why it took me so long to recognize that title of that game. Man, was such a broken weapon. Also, that didn't summon any lava. Was that dropped? Quirky. I thought lava slimes always dropped lava after they were introduced. That's what made them so dangerous. Also, yeah, there's really not a lot of light here at all, is there? I can fix that at least a little bit. Make the fight against the wall at least a little bit easier. I do have a light pet, but they were so underpowered in this version. I mean, they were thoroughly underpowered. Yeah, that's not really what I'm looking for. There. Oh, there's my first tombstone. That's kind of a big thing. That was introduced in 1.1. It wouldn't do a lot of the things that it can today, like the graveyard biome. That wasn't a thing yet. But it was still pretty cool. Man, they bounced off a lot, didn't they? I guess that's what made Uramir's strategy so effective. As far as I can tell, this will be enough space to kind of get things done for this fight. Yeah, that should be more than enough, I think. Oh, there's Bone Serpent. Really? The spawn rates seem kind of low. I'm not really sure why. Or maybe I had that battle potion on at that time. I'll go ahead and grab a, First of all, if I don't have more wood, I might actually grab some more. Because eventually torches are going to become very important.
Go ahead and grab a magic missile.
I do have a magic missile. Not that good. Flame Lash is better, but it's not really worth grinding for. Matter of fact, I can't now.
Magic miss. Magic miss. Magic miss. Magic miss. Magic miss.
Bomb bowling.
Skyward Sword
Bomb bowling.
Okay, just keep fuck Skyward Sword.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it had very serious problems, but it wasn't that bad. Okay. There we go. What's a torch? No. That'd be alright. And then my tombstone. I'll just put that right there.
Rest in pieces.
Oh, it didn't maintain the text if you broke it. That's a shame.
You're bleeding now.
Okay.
It's Tombstone. It's Tombstone. It's Tombstone. It's Tombstone.
Should always have a water candle. Just in case.
Death is waiting here on the road.
Needs to be placed on a platform, of course. And it doesn't actually have the tooltip for it, but I'm pretty sure it will up. Let me spawn right.
Tooltip.
Yeah, there's a little... Well, I don't know if they were called tooltips exactly back then, but a little thing will show up in the top left that'll tell you, hey, this thing's active because you're near it or something. I don't know if campfires existed quite yet, but that would also be something worth making for boss arenas and the like.
In other words,
it's very powerful.
In the world of other news outlets thingamajiggers, Puss in Boots 2 is killing it at the box office right now.
It looks really good. I haven't seen it yet, but it looks good. I do actually want to see the first one, because I think it's directed by Guillermo del Toro.
The first one?
Yeah. Second one might be too, honestly. I don't know.
Oh, there is a card where Humpty Dumpty's face is on it, and there's text that says they will not find your body. I don't know if that was actually... I don't know if that was in the movie, or if that was a meme from the movie, but...
Probably a meme. Have you seen it?
No, I have not seen Puss in Boots, because that's when I was in my, like, anti-DreamWorks phase, where I was just, like, DreamWorks shit. That was right after, like, when Shrek 3 came out, and Shrek Forever After came out, so I was, like, DreamWorks out. That's when they had their real rough phase, pretty much.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Shrek 3 was, like, one of the worst things DreamWorks ever put out.
Yeah, Shrek 3, I mean, I liked it as a kid, but I mean, watching it as an adult, it clearly is the worst Shrek film.
I found it boring as a kid, so, like, I never really cared for it.
There are parts of it I liked.
I had Shrek the Third on HD DVD.
Yeah, Shrek 2, on the other hand. Oof, mama.
Shrek 2 is alright.
Shrek 2 is a cinematic masterpiece.
It's really the pinnacle of film. The Citizen Kane of the 21st century.
Honestly, you could just skip Shrek 3 and go straight into Shrek Forever After. And you'd have a perfect trilogy there.
Pretty much. I mean, does it introduce anything of particular importance?
No, the only important thing in Shrek 3 is, oh, Shrek's dead now. It literally...
Like, you can get the gist of that between 2 and 4. Like, you don't need to see a movie to understand that that's happened.
And the kids don't even show up until, like, the last minute of the movie. Which, like... The marketing for that... I remember the marketing for that movie. I remember the McDonald's Happy Meal toys. The babies were everywhere, and it's like, oh, they're only in the movie for the last minute. It, like, literally, the whole movie is just filler. It's like, let's do the Prince Charming story again, but worse.
Yeah, but worse. Like Shrek 1 had problems with that. So it's like, why try again with that? Like what new ideas are there to bring to the table? And there really weren't any.
Shrek 4 is a great movie.
Yeah. I mean it
Which
has its issues, but it's good.
I mean, yeah, it's got problems, but I feel like Shrek 3 definitely had partially to do with why Shrek 4 bombed as hard as it did, despite the fact that it was a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And now that's probably it, right? Or do they have like a Shrek 5 planned?
They haven't had Shrek 5 planned in years. People keep joking about Shrek 5, but the most we've gotten of Shrek after Shrek 4 is just recently his 1 second cameo in Puss 2.
Okay. Oh my god, Voodoo Demon. Please. Can you actually disable debuffs at all? Oh, you can. I thought that was a later introduction, but they actually had that thought through this early on. I guess I can show that Hellstone has been slightly modified. Now it actually spawns lava, even in the older worlds. It's nothing but hell bats. You know what? I'm gonna make a battle potion. Why not? Let's see. I need... Let's go with... I think it takes Deathweed and Rotten Chunks. And we only need the one. Perfect. 7-minute duration. And you can't spawn multiple of them either, so it's just a waste of mana.
No fucking way. There's a bush camping emote in this game. Where's my weapon?
Oh my god, I don't want more slimes. Give me demons. If I go over here. There we go.
They're fighting again.
At least I have a pretty large string for the top of hell. Be pretty easy to traverse. There's a lot of fire here as well. It's nice. Oh god. Man, I feel like the battle potion really didn't do much of anything. It's really not improved spawn rates much at all. Also, I think they made Bone Serpent smaller. Like a lot smaller in this version, because I'm still only playing in 800 by 600. There's a couple demons, I think. Maybe it's just kind of like an after image thing. Let me get up here. It's generally rather dark. I might actually push the brightness up on my display a little bit. There we go. A little easier to see now. It's a little washed out though. We'll level it to that. Can't believe this. Not even one voodoo demon. There's really not much else to find in hell at all. There weren't any chests or anything exclusive to it for that whole time frame. There's really nothing to explore down here. It's really just kind of the grind.
Where do I even replace this character?
Demon? No? A regular demon. In general, it seems like the game is a lot darker with the new lighting. Terraria, am I right?
It's a game.
Finally, Voodoo Demon. Alright, here we go. I'm not going to start the fight just yet, especially because he just did that to me, but just going to go back up, grab some heals, and we'll start the fight. There really isn't too much to Yaramir's strategy. It's actually far simpler than I thought it was. I just misunderstood it a little bit. The only thing I might take, just because I'm reckless and used to melee style play, is a regeneration potion, because I don't think they're that expensive. And I'll make sure that I have a good set of healing potions. Especially because I have plenty of glowing mushrooms to do just that. That'll be plenty. And I do have 2 glowing mushroom biomes that I can get more from, so numbers are looking good. Plenty of fire blossom too, and I think regens are just daybloom and mushroom. They're very easy to craft. Yeah, very inexpensive, and they last 5 minutes. That alone will be worth it. I don't really think I need anything else. Let's deposit my money. I do have a gold. I'm almost up to a platinum. As a matter of fact, I think killing the wall of flesh will put me into a platinum, which is pretty cool. Because I'm currently at 99. Yep, 99, 3 silver, 2 copper. There we go. I'd also like to get a compass, but I'll get that over the course of hard mode, I'm sure. It was just a random drop from cavern lair enemies. And I believe hallowed and corruption enemies will fit the bill for that. And if they don't, then it's not too hard to farm some generic cavern enemies. Since I'm so far from spawn compared to how a usual Terraria run would go, I might not actually get much corruption or hallow where I'm currently at. Or it's possible that I'll be living in hallow, which could be a serious problem if it does happen, but there are at least some provisions I can take. Moving back to the center of the world isn't an impossibility, although it certainly wouldn't be ideal. But I can get my hallow to migrate if I need to. Well, to some extent I can anyway. Alright. So, we will buff. And we will drop this. Prepare to fight the wall of flesh. Oh my god, I'm taking a lot of damage. Holy shit. Demons, man. Seriously. Alright, here we go. It begins. So maintain a pretty decent distance. You don't want to get too far away. You don't want the wall of flesh to pull you over. But you do definitely want to maintain a pretty decent distance. Far away enough that the lasers aren't too much of an active threat. You basically want them like right off screen if you're on 800 by 600. Just let a whole wall of damage take over. Do the bulk of the work for you. and the guides arrived. Okay. Okay. Now my magic's going to be a little more limited here. He has to be fairly close to death by this point. But I'm out of potions, so I don't think I can craft any. No. Nope, not what I meant to do. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That might be the end here. I was kind of hoping he'd already be done. I didn't even prepare a decent melee weapon just in case. Oh my god, that didn't do nearly as much as I thought it would. I mean, Yaramir made it look easy. I mean, that's really surprising, actually, because his did way more damage in a shorter time frame. And that was without jungle armor. You know what it is, though? My water bolt doesn't have any sort of enhancement. It could probably use something small just to improve the performance of it. I have 99 gold. That's plenty. And I could also stand to make quite a few more potions. So I would like to reforge the water. Oh. Can you not? That's weird. Why can't I reforge the water bowl? I think that's a glitch. I don't think that's supposed to be the case. Heavy whip obviously won't accept anything. That's really strange. So I'm going to grab the Knight's Edge. So that I at least have a melee weapon. Huh. Okay, so let's try this one more time. If not, I can try grabbing a different water bowl. Because I'm sure that's supposed to be a reforgeable item. Like, even if it costs more than I can afford. It's only cost 2 gold. Large, okay. I mean, that's good enough. Yeah, that's really weird. Well, I have other water bolts. I guess we can give any of them a shot. Because by all accounts, should work. That's so weird.
I won that game because I re-rolled my care package and got a gunshot.
Man, why can't the water bowl be reported? That's really weird. Okay, I'm gonna look that up real quick to see if eventually that was changed, because I believe it was. Waterbolt. Terraria Wiki. Best modifier is mythical. Interesting. Interesting. So yeah, it couldn't be reforged until 1.1.1. And also a sell price was added in this version, which means that I can actually sell my other old water bolts for 1 gold each.
Happy birthday.
Which is good, because I now have to deal with the Goblin Tinker, the Tom Nook of Terraria, who's going to steal all of my money. I should probably be mindful of that. Okay. So I'll make another regeneration. Just for that battle. Really, I don't use very many... I don't use very many healing potions anymore, like I used to, because... technically, they... I can't use them more than, like, 1 minute at a time, so... it reduces the amount you can use them quite a lot. So, we'll go ahead and buy... I'll go with 2 stacks, that should be plenty. For this goal. Let's do a stack and a half of full grade. It still isn't that expensive, ultimately. I only bought 60. And then I'll need a lot of glowing mushrooms. Yeah, those are, I'll need to go forage some of those. Yes. That's alright. We can do that. I have a large Knight's Edge, which will definitely get some results. It is frustrating about battle potions. In general, I think 1.1 is kind of infamous for its poor spawn rates for certain valuable things. It was over here. Yeah, that looks right. There we go. Ah, but they weren't a guarantee anymore. That sucks. 11 isn't too bad, though, and that's from the smaller one. Another one. Right at the bottom of the world, pretty much. Yeah, lava used to light up the game so much more. That lighting is so surreal. It looks like adamantite, which definitely cannot spawn yet. But it's just all stone. I'm sure of it. Or just copper. Okay. I think it's all gold. May as well get it. Okay. Oh, interesting. Was that the recipe? Maybe it costs 2 mana potions and a glowing mushroom. Because now I had 60 there, and now I only have 30 regular mana potions. Alright, that's expensive. But they'll work. And to be honest, with the way that the mana flower works, I guess I didn't even need to make standard mana potions. Kind of feel bad about that now. I just realized I actually don't need to mess with them at all. They take up more inventory space the other way, but besides that, they're really no less more convenient. That's alright. Hopefully we'll get a little bit luckier on spawn rates next time, and we'll be able to get another fight against the Wall of Flesh fairly quickly. That's the hope, anyway. Got the gold bar, but that's fine. And I'll actually pull up Yaramir's old video this time to get a very fresh look at how exactly it works. It's possible I just missed something about what he was doing. I guess to some extent I should be keeping some of these. But have them along the trail would be for the best. I'm actually kind of wondering, it only has, 4-5-4 defense. How much does Meteorite have? Meteorite actually better? Let's take a look at it. Okay, it's only 3.
Where can I view how many hours I put into this game? Oh, there it is. I have a total of 13 days logged in this game.
13 days?
13 days. That's 13, 24 hours.
I mean, I definitely have more than that in Terraria, so I really don't have any room to talk, but
I
it's
think
a long
I
time.
think I think in Black Ops 3 I have 17 days.
Fish in a barrel. Is that a voodoo demon? You know what? Even though I'm technically using the water bolt a lot, I might actually switch to molten armor and use the Night's Edge for a bit more. Because reduced mana usage is nice, but really less relevant in my case, and plus doing a whole 50 melee damage is serious. I'm gonna heal with the nerds as well. did you run off to? There's almost nowhere for them to go. And there she is. All right. Boosted defense is noticeable. Even though I definitely use mana faster, still pretty decent. I could even run Mix Set to get some more defense, or even run Iron Skin. I didn't make an Iron Skin potion, but honestly, that would make up the difference for defense.
No. They did not put this in the Mario movie.
Huh? Was there a new Mario movie trailer? I didn't.
No. Oh yeah, it's an ad for the Mario movie
Uh-huh.
where they did the Super Show intro.
Oh. They really should do the outro.
Like the others. The thing, if you think us in trouble, you can call us in the trouble. And the others will be hooked on the brothers. Oh. Thank you, Mario Brothers. It seems like the only thing you haven't drained is my bank account.
Interesting. I'm
What?
watching a video. I'm watching a video right now on the Mandela effect, and the first entry on this list is people remember Mr. Krabs having permanent eyelids on top of his head, but he only has the eyelashes. And the other thing is that people thought that Sandy Cheeks had a backpack on her suit for air when she doesn't have one.
I don't really remember the backpack at all. There are a lot of shots where Mr. Krabs has eyelids on the top of his head, though.
Yeah, but when his eyes are wide open, people thought that he always had the eyelids in every scene he's in. But there are scenes where he
No,
doesn't have. There are scenes where he doesn't have the eyelids.
there's definitely ones where he doesn't. One that isn't a Mandela effect, but is just kind of a weird animation detail, is that in the first episode with Mr. Krabs, his eyelids are a different color from the rest of his body.
I remember that. They're like kind of pink.
Mm-hmm. Kind of weird looking. I understand why they changed it. Oh my god, how hard is it to get a voodoo demon?
Next one on here is a Kanye West album cover. I don't care about Kanye West, so
I don't
this
really
one
know
doesn't
enough.
interest me. I know nothing about Kanye.
It's not a great time to start.
Yeah. What's the next entry? Internet killed the video star. Pikachu having a black tip on his tail.
I've heard that one, never really understood that one.
I can kind of understand it. Britney Spears red plaid skirt, but huh. So there were parodies of Britney Spears with a red skirt. Everyone made it red, but in the music video it's black.
Huh.
Missing Squidward scene. Oh,
That one's only sort of a Mandela effect, because there definitely
one's
were
real.
missing Squidward scenes.
This one is real. I know that.
It's kind of silly that they still have it censored to this day, when they'll air much worse in a modern SpongeBob episode.
Oh, they were saying that there was a scene of Squidward putting his hat on the coat rack or the hat rack and then taking it off instantly and then leaving.
Oh.
Kind of like the Bart After Dark one where Grandpa walks in, sees Bart, and then leaves. But there are cut Squidward scenes. I know that.
Yeah, there definitely were. Such as the Red Mist Squidward.
Oh yeah, where they actually referenced it, and then a few months later they censored it.
Uh-huh. Because it's unironically pretty terrifying. Like, if you were a child, you would be mortified.
Oh, the Google logo. People remember it, the E being flat and not tilted upwards, but it was only like that for 98 through 99.
Huh. Not for the entire old font era?
Yeah, the E was
Interesting.
always slanted. The E is always slanted up after 99. American Psycho. People are they're trying to copy a scene from American Psycho, but they're all doing it wrong. Because
Huh.
and they say like, oh, he squints his eyebrows upwards and he gets wrinkles on his forehead, but that doesn't happen in the movie. Mandela effects in Monopoly.
Okay, I do know about this one. And honestly, I
Monocle.
never remember the monocle, but it's very believable.
It's there was, I believe there was very like small appearances with him with the monocle, but like I believe 99% of his appearances was without the monocle. But there have been official appearances where he does have a monocle, but because of that, people misremember.
I see. One of the weirdest ones is Fruit of the Loom. There's a good implement video on that if nobody here's seen it.
The Fruit of the Loom one still fucks with me.
Honestly, I still vaguely remember it too, which is super weird as well, but that's kind of like a mutual conscience because, and Emp points this out, unlike most Mandela effect things like a monocle on the Monopoly Man, for instance, cornucopias and fruit aren't really associated with each other. So why do we all kind of remember it being like that?
I don't know.
Generic people don't even care.
Five Nights at Freddy's Mandela effect. Oh, this one. Okay. So there apparently people remember there being a screenshot from in game in the first game where Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy all look at the camera at the same time. Because when you're watching the camera, sometimes they'll turn their heads and face the camera. But the famous screenshot of all three of them looking at the camera is actually not even in the game.
Oh. Like, you can never get all three of them to do it at once?
Yeah, only two of them will do it at once, but there is no screenshot for all three of them looking at the camera at once, despite the fact that there's this fake image everywhere that recreates what people remember.
Hmm.
Ariel the mermaid character design. People said that she had a starfish bra.
No, it was the clams. That's iconic.
For some reason, people think her bra was starfish.
Hmm.
I don't ever remember that one. But this is your brain on drugs commercial.
I wonder if I just have really unlucky spawn rates or what. Because it's crazy that I could be going for this long and not get any voodoo demon. At this point, I'm gonna get another battle potion. I think I was down there for multiple in-game days.
People say that there is a missing scene from the pilot of iCarly. So this could either be lost media or the Mandela effect.
Okay, so it's up for debate still.
It's up for debate.
Okay. Be using up all my death weed. It's actually a really useful plant for the thorns potion, but
No, I don't remember this one.
just impatient.
People said that the Krusty Towers episode of SpongeBob had 2 towers instead of 1.
Why?
I don't know. I always remember it being 1 tower.
What would be the relevance or point?
I guess they're confusing it with the Krusty Krab too.
I guess. It's kind of weird that they never kept the Krusty Krab too. Like, that just never shows up again.
Oh my god, A Bug's Life 2.
There's a really good bit in the Toy Story credits. For Toy Story 2 specifically.
Yeah.
That's all I think there was for Bug's Life 2.
People remember seeing ads and stuff for A Bug's Life 2.
No. Did you see the Noodle video on Bug's Life on VHS?
Bug's Life on VHS?
It was during his aspect ratios video.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was nuts. I had no idea that they had put that kind of effort into it. It's actually a very, very impressive piece of work from them.
People remember Zero the dog from Nightmare Before Christmas having a red nose when apparently he has a pumpkin nose.
Hmm.
Coke Zero. Okay, so people remember the logo of Coca-Cola Zero. At some point, people remember it just saying Coke Zero. But it's always been Coca-Cola Zero.
I'm trying to think, but yeah, I think I've always seen it as Coca-Cola Zero. Were there maybe some cartoons that did it wrong, though?
Possibly.
Like, I think that might have been a thing at one point. Because people definitely called it Coke Zero.
Oh, people, that's why. So, on the back of the label, where like the nutrition facts are,
Uh-huh.
there's an abbreviated mini logo that says Coke Zero. So I guess that's why people get confused. But the front of the bottle has always said Coca-Cola Zero.
Okay, so that's only kind of a Mandela thing, because like you're definitely you're remembering something that was actually there.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, these battle potions really don't seem to be doing a lot. Especially because all this biome seems to want to give me is bats. Bats are useless. I don't think they drop anything in this version. They're just a nuisance. Okay, they drop money, but it's not that useful by this point in the game. Not in these poultry amounts.
People remember Judge Judy having a gavel.
He never had a gavel?
I don't think she did.
That doesn't seem right. Every judge does a gavel.
You know, I guess not Judge Judy.
Huh. I never really watched enough Judge Judy to remember it very well, but that just seems weird. TV judges were a weird phenomenon.
Yeah.
Never really got it. Okay, another guy voodoo doll. I'm gonna go back to Yaramir's video and check that out just real quick, and we'll make a plan for attack. I only have plenty of day blooms, that's good. I'll just take a regen potion, and I'll go ahead and make an iron skin. I'm not sure what all it takes besides some iron ore. A day bloom and an iron ore, perfect. Increases defense by 8. Substantial. Okay. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, I'll check out that video, and we'll give it one more shot for today. If not, then I'll just do some other small things and wrap up the stream here. So BRB.
Alright.
Okay, so let's look at Uramir's video real quick. This is a refresher. Yeah, Euromir was able to complete the Wall of Flesh with no armor, 100 health, and a Water Bolt spell. Although he did have a lot more lesser healing than I did. You know, he did have a good set of equipables. He actually didn't have a mana flower. He just had a lot of standard mana potions, which I suppose I could stand to have, considering I automatically renew them. And they aren't terribly expensive. Like with 4 gold, I can buy quite a lot.
Yeah, Death is such a good villain.
Who is now?
in Puss in Boots 2. The movie has 3 villains, but
Okay.
Death is the best villain. Because they give him a respectable end.
Mm. Well, I'm back to 96 gold, so that's cool. About 100 silver as well. Okay.
Because I mean, like you can't kill Death.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't do that. Obviously, they didn't kill Death, but they handle Death's defeat really well. I mean, because it's a villain. Villains never win, but they handle his defeat very well.
Nice.
The other 2 villains have good arcs too, but I won't go into them.
Okay, here we go. Wall of Flesh round 3. Make this the last one. Here as well. Alright, let's do this.
Well, you're not going to shoot a puppy, Jack, are you? Yeah, in the face. Why? It's like that's like the line that stuck out to me most in the movie. You're not going to shoot a puppy, are you, Jack? Yeah, in the face. Why?
Just keep that down there.
John Mulaney did such a good job as Jack.
Mm.
God. Gohan and Piccolo are in Fortnite.
Bam. That's what I asked for. There we go. Wall of Flesh has been defeated. Yaramir knew what he was talking about. Now, what all did I get from his Demonite box? I got the Clockwork Assault Rifle and the Superior Pawn Hammer. Pretty normal. The Pawn Hammer in particular is quite important. Whoa, there's a Corruptor.
Wow.
Very high damage. Jesus.
Shraffless Productions did a ranking of all of every DreamWorks movie from worst to best, and take a guess at what you think number 1's going to be. You're going to be wrong.
Number 1 is best of the DreamWorks movies?
Number 1 best DreamWorks movie.
I'm going to guess that it's not Prince of Egypt. Is it Prince of Egypt?
It's not Prince of Egypt.
Okay. Well, if it's not Prince of Egypt, then they're wrong. It's not going to be Road to El Dorado either, is it?
No. You're not going to get it.
The top spot will go to Over the Hedge.
Wrong. It's Joseph the Dream King.
That 4 out of 10?
Oh wait, shit, fuck! I got them. No, Prince of Egypt. Where's Joseph?
Joseph's at the bottom, surely. It's bad. Like
I'm
it's
I'm
Shrek the
scrubbing
Third
through,
bad.
I'm scrubbing through the video and I don't see Joseph in here.
Is this the Jello Apocalypse one? Because I'm pretty sure it was at the bottom of his list, except for Dinosaur, which I think might have been DreamWorks.
It's a Sharathula.
Okay. Oh yeah, you said that. I'm just being dumb. Okay, so yeah, I got a hallowed biome pretty much right next to where I live.
Gas guard, Puss in Boots 1.
Well,
Where the
it
fuck
only
is
says 70% corrupt, so clearly not much changed. I
flushed
can buy
away?
hallowed seeds.
Road to El Dorado. B movie.
You know what? I don't really want that, do I? I want purification powder.
Where the fuck is Joseph? This motherfucker did not make a tier list and about every DreamWorks movie and did not put fucking Joseph in here.
It is direct to DVD.
It doesn't matter. It's a DreamWorks movie.
Okay, purification powder isn't working on hallowed, so that could be a problem, potentially. Let me see. Are these still considered valid housing? Okay. I mean, I guess they're okay with characters living in the Hallow. I don't know if that'll change at some point, but yeah, I guess I'm living in a hallowed biome now. That's kind of wacky.
Okay, yeah, it's just not in this list because somebody made a timestamps in the comments and it's just not in this list. Okay.
Huh.
But
What
number
I
one
might
is
do, though,
number one is the Prince of Egypt.
I might have to draw the line somewhere, though, because I don't want this infecting any further. I'd like to keep it limited to a certain range here. How am I gonna go about this? I might just draw the line at the cave.
Dude, DreamWorks is like such a
Fix my
tonal shift.
elevator.
DreamWorks has like so many tonal shifts in the movies they make.
Yeah.
Like Prince of Egypt is a dark movie, and then you have Shrek farting.
Yeah, but that's like... There was a time gap for those as well. Oh, nice. I can, like, stack bombs now easily.
I miss when DreamWorks did 2D animation. Their animation was really fucking good.
They were very good at it. But eventually they gave up the ghost on it, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And in fairness, they played a large part in 2D animation dying as a medium, just very broadly. So, to some extent, it's just on them.
Yeah. Yeah, if you really think about it, Prince of Egypt is like the only good religious kids movie.
VeggieTales.
Listen, fam.
What?
No.
What you're telling me that VeggieTales is bad?
VeggieTale ass.
We have a VeggieTales hater in the call, ladies and gentlemen.
I never got it. I never understood why people loved VeggieTales.
Because it's art. What part of this do you not understand?
What part of it do you understand?
It's art.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's fucking drag and drop 3D bullshit.
It was revolutionary 3D. Thank you very much. You know what 3D animation looked like before VeggieTales? It was all Uncanny Valley. All of it.
Fucking VeggieTales is uncanny.
Maybe a small amount of the early material, but most of it really isn't.
No, all of it is. I have problems with the way VeggieTales looks.
Like, even like the Y2K era stuff?
Yes.
I don't know, man. This just sounds like a skill issue.
No, VeggieTales is awful. And
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now.
to be fair, it is better than JJ the Jet Plane.
How's that? What's
This guy
JJ the jet plane?
This guy don't know about JJ the Jet Plane.
Okay, I think there's a difference in the obscurity of what we're talking about here.
No. It was a religious show at one point.
Okay, that does not put it on the same level.
But it's uncanny 3D.
I disagree that VeggieTales is uncanny. I think most of it actually holds up really well.
Oh, it doesn't.
Like, I would say that it holds up much better than, like, Reboot.
I feel like Shrek was the start of movies not being totally uncanny.
Think it took that long?
That or Monsters Inc.
Wow, so even Shrek 1 you could consider uncanny.
No, Shrek 1's not uncanny. It's like on the edge of being uncanny. The
human designs aren't great. I'll give
the
you
human
that.
designs aren't great, but like Shrek and Donkey are good. And Shrek 2 kind of has the same problem, although it's a lot less egregious than it was in the first movie. Yeah.
Yo, it do be the shark. Whatever happened to the bread?
Yeah, where did the bread go?
It's still there. It's just not big cover.
I finally entered hard mode.
That's great.
It took 3 tries against the wall of flesh, but I did it. Yuramir's water bolt strategy is a godsend, and also I needed to get over the fact that jungle armor was just not going to cut it. I needed to use molten just for defense. These things really do take a beating.
I don't think it's gonna be it by Terraria for a bit.
What's up?
I don't think I'm going to be playing Terraria for quite a bit.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, no pressure on that or anything. You don't have to play Terraria if you're joining stream.
Nah.
And to be honest, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going anyway.
Not always about the money.
Because I think starting next week, with the release of Launch, just a week away, right?
Yeah, it's a week away.
I'll start doing a Monkey Ball stream on Sundays. And
You need
even
to-
stuff out of it now that new stuff's out.
You need to keep playing Sonic Frontiers.
I do need to keep playing. I'm kind of holding out for an ultra-wide patch.
All it affects is the cutscenes.
It does affect the regular game a bit. And also, I kind of care about the cutscenes for this one. I usually wouldn't, but I do in this case. Like,
I would
even if
say,
it
like-
literally just cuts off the sides of the screen and it just renders them in 16:9, I'd be okay with that. But
I don't
currently, I don't like them stretched. I'm not gonna do much more in the game until that happens. But that is one that I would like to stream once they figure
need
that
to-
out.
Oh my god. It's not Oscar worthy, the story, but Ian Flynn does do a good job at
Yeah, I
humanizing
want to do it
characters.
justice. I don't want it botched by
Yeah.
weird screen garbage that's, not being accounted for.
I will say Ian Flynn does a phenomenal job humanizing these characters.
I'm already not a fan of Roger's performance either, so I'm gonna
He
try to make him at
so-
least not look goofy.
So with Roger specifically, he's like that until you get to Ares Island. Once you get to Ares Island, the more like cocky, light tone Sonic starts to show up.
Mm.
He's in the beginning of the game, he's just like getting his bearings, and he's also just talking proper to Amy because she's a girl. But once you meet up with Knuckles, like the Sonic that you expect from the meta era starts showing up more. Not all the time,
But not like Pontac and Graph levels.
yeah, not Pontac and Graph levels, but he does have some snark and cockiness to him. But also he has a decent blend of seriousness in it too.
I see.
It's not forced and snarky where like everything doesn't matter at all.
I've been tortured for months. Could have fooled me.
Come and join the party? No? Oh yeah, that's right. You hate fun.
War is bad. That's why it's called or whatever that line was.
Wasn't that said to Vector?
I
What
know.
line?
The war is bad line?
Yeah, it was Knuckles talking to Vector. They have him locked up on the Death Egg. The Death Egg? Oh man, that's not good. None of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war.
that line really scared me.
That line was when I realized that Sonic was getting a little too political for my taste.
Dude, Sonic dies. Literally in the next cutscene, Sonic is alive. Really? You couldn't let the characters go through this arc where they thought Sonic was dead, and then like a third through the game, then reveal to them that he's not dead, or maybe at least halfway to the game. But
An
no,
iron
like
chain costs 3 bars? When did they make that decision?
they literally like try to force the idea that Sonic is dead, and then literally 1 minute later they're just like, oh shit, he's alive.
Hmm.
No build up.
Interesting. There's no Heart Lantern yet. Sorry, go on.
No, you're good. The only problem I have with Frontiers though is I feel like they could have delved a little bit more into the backstory of the ancients. I'm not gonna say what happens in their backstory, but I just felt like it's a good start to their character, and I hope the ancients make more appearances in future Sonic games. But their story was, while good, it was it felt unfinished.
So, minor thing I've discovered, Shart. NPCs can just live in the Hallow. They're cool about that.
Well, it makes up for
They are
it
cool
makes,
about that, yeah.
it makes
That
up
just
for it
seems
though
odd.
if you do Big the Cat fishing and get the Eggman memos.
Big the catfishing.
So you can get Eggman voice memos from Big the Cat fishing by spending money on them.
Mm.
And they give you it's like Eggman's recordings before the game started, pretty much, or while he's in cyberspace. And
Okay.
he does throw out some pretty out of left field things that people thought they weren't ever going to hear about again in the main Sonic continuity. Like, he mentions Maria.
Whoa, okay. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. I think he says something along the lines like, "I never really knew my cousin Maria well," or something.
But yeah, right now instead of doing Terraria stuff, we're like looking at a wiki and commentating or whatever, just working on meetups.
Hey, that's fine.
I feel like the egg memos could have been handled better though, because throughout the game you'll notice these Eggman ships, like these tiny little Eggman ships that are docked around the islands, but you can never go into them. And I feel like that the egg memos were planned to be like put in those ships for like Sonic to walk into and get some backstory. But maybe due to time constraints or the way the game was being made, they just threw those egg memos into the catfishing game instead.
Mm. It makes sense. Okay. There we go. Very nice. I have my little...
The soundtrack
Excellent
though,
score
and
thing.
oh my god, I can't get enough of the soundtrack in Frontiers. It's so fucking good.
Heard a lot of your things about it.
It's got really good atmospheric tracks. It has really high energy cyberspace tracks. It's got banging butt rock boss tracks. It's got everything that makes a good Sonic soundtrack.
Would you say that it's as varied as like SA1?
I would say so.
It's pretty legit.
There's like 4 or 5 butt rock songs in the game, and then there's like a bunch of like techno-y bubbly Sonic music for the main levels, and then like the overworlds have these really atmospheric pieces that get better the more and more of the island you explore.
That's cool.
Like, yeah, the music, it's not just Breath of the Wild like 3 piano keys.
I like Breath of the Wild score. I know that's not necessarily a popular opinion, but
it's a good score, but it's very like,
it's understated.
it's for the game. You don't go to iTunes be like, yo, I'm gonna listen to the full album of Breath of the Wild.
There's some really good stuff in there though that honestly I have listened to. Like Ganon's Castle's theme is fantastic.
Oh yeah, Ganon's
It's
Castle
really
is really good.
And all the Divine Beast themes are pretty good, especially Baruda.
But most of the game is you walking around Hyrule with just that atmospheric,
Like the little piano ballad thing. Oh, there's 2 demon altars over here. This is pretty wacky. It's 1.0 world generation be like. Well, it's time to
Do
bless
you
the
want-
world.
Do you want to listen to just one piano note? Like, you know
It's
exactly
not
which
just
one.
one piano note.
Oh, sorry, my bad. It's 2.
There's exactly one of them that's one note. But then
I think the
really
shortest one
power-
is 3. If I'm being serious.
There's one that's 4.
One of the most effective songs, only for the first time though, when it happens, is when you encounter a Guardian for the first time. A fully mobile one.
I love the Guardian theme. Yeah, it's a great piece.
When I saw, because like in the beginning of the game you see Guardians, but they're like half broken and like stuck in the ground, so like
Right,
they're
it
not
doesn't play the full track.
Yeah, it's not much of a threat. But then like I was walking and I saw this Guardian in the distance, and then it turned its head and looked at me, and then I just heard the piano go.
Mm-hmm. Why do I hear boss music?
And then it just starts charging at me. I'm like, that actually scared me.
Oh my god, how much damage does this do?
Dude, the Lionels in that game, they
I
fucking
don't know why
freaked
those aren't categorized as mini bosses, because they're harder than any of the others.
There's this
They're
area.
pretty easy once you know the pattern.
There's this area with like thunder arrows that you can get, or lightning arrows, but there's a Lionel just chilling there.
Aren't you
Lionels that are
referring to the-
archers are pretty terrifying, though. Because, like, if you're at too far of a distance, they're pretty amazing shots.
Lionels in that game just fucking scare the shit out of me.
I remember I encountered one, and this was in master mode, so, you know, it's already higher difficulty anyway, but it was at, like, the northernmost point of the map. I was just looking for one of the last shrines, and I see a Lionel in the distance, and it literally, like, 3-shots me with, you know, ascended master mode tier armor. And then I get its sword, and it's like 100 damage plus 25. Like, okay.
How many
Understandable.
How many hearts do you need to have to get the Master Sword?
13.
13. Okay, let's bust the world.
Dude,
What's with Cobalt? What's with Midworld?
The Lost Woods in that game fucking confused the shit out of me.
Yeah. It's designed to. Pretty good puzzle.
I remember trying to just get into the Lost Woods through like some tower that was really close to it, and then gliding there. No, it doesn't work, and it just puts you right back at the tower. Too.
Yeah, it fucking.
No, there's no cheesing it.
It fucking like redirects you.
Actually, I think there's a way to cheese it with a flying machine, but that takes a lot more work.
You don't even need a flying machine. You can just win bomb.
There is a way to cheese it, just with the.
Yeah, but like
the
it's
glider?
pretty precise.
Well, the first thing I did in that game after I got the open world was I did the quest to get like the guardian arrows and stuff. Or the ancient arrows for the guardians. And then I went and defeated Windblight Ganon so I could get Rivali's Gale.
Okay.
I always got myself directed towards like the one where you Mifa's Grace, that one. I mean, the game tries to push you really hard into getting that because, like, you know, it's a new save file and like the game needs.
It's the closest one.
It's not necessarily the closest one. However, it is the one that the game wants you to get the most because you know it gives you an extra life.
I love Prince Siphon.
Prince Adon's
He is
great.
quite literally a Gigatron.
He is the
real,
best
though.
thing in that game.
I don't know if he's the best thing in that. I think he's the best NPC.
He's just like he's the Giga Chad.
That's most of his character right there.
Nah, the real Gigachat is the real.
Which is a shame because you don't get to see much of him.
Nope.
I still haven't done the. I still have not finished that game.
You should.
What do you mean?
I really
finish Breath of the Wild.
I'm probably about like halfway done with Breath of the Wild. I have 2 of the 4 Guardians defeated. The other 2 I need to do I need to do the Death Mountain one, and I need to do the Gerudo Valley one.
Oh wow, you haven't even done all the Divine Beasts. Okay, yeah, you
I've
really
only done
gotta
2 of
work
them.
on that.
But I did
You
try
know.
fighting.
I'll just let you know that once you beat like Ganon, it plays like a cutscene, and then it brings you back to the main menu, and whatever your last save was has a star now. And that's all the beating the game does.
Right there, it does. Well, I mean, it is the end of the adventure. It's just like you now have like a save file where you can do other stuff and then fight Ganon again afterward if you want.
Yeah.
I like how you're. Well, the first thing I did before I fought any Divine Beast was I went straight to Ganon's castle and tried to fight Ganon.
You can beat him.
You
Yeah,
can
pretty
do it.
cool.
It's just 6 phases of Ganon.
Yeah, it's a lot.
However, one thing that you can, you know, like do is you can go to Ganon's castle immediately and pick up all the weapons because all the weapons there are pretty good, and then like do everything else, and then come back once you're like super kitted out.
Yeah, that was the one reason I went there was to grab some overpowered shit so I could bring it back into like the easy part of the game.
There's kind of the busted thing as well. I don't know if you guys ever mess with Master Mode at all.
I have like a halfway complete Master Mode, like literally 50%.
Okay, so you kind of know a little bit of this, that the progression is kind of wonky. Like, it starts out unbelievably difficult, right? Because every enemy is like a grade above what it was in
Yeah.
base game. But then once you get to the point where you can just... where all of the white enemies are replaced with gold enemies and they're dropping gemstones, like, you're minted. So there's a lot less challenge at that point. You have so much money.
Like at the point where you're able to go to Ganon's castle, because like once you're in master mode, you can't immediately go to Ganon's without being absolutely cracked at the game, right?
Right.
But like once you're able to go there and like take out some of the enemies and like get a bunch of the really good weapons and like some elemental stuff like freeze and flame and like shock wands or even swords.
Mhm.
Basically, you're just going to get an infinite amount of gemstones if you're just fighting stuff. And like, it's pretty okay.
It is. It's very OP.
Hey, Nintendo, if you're watching the stream, probably not, but if you are watching the stream, or if this ever happens to get to you, thank you for Metroid Prime Remastered. I really appreciate that. But, however, please finish Metroid Prime 4.
I don't know what Retro's up to. I think they're just very terrified.
Look, they eventually got Ghost Trick on the Switch. That's all I'm asking for, man.
At this rate, Prime 4 is going to be Breath of the Wild all over again, where it's like the swan song of the Switch, and it's like the launch title for their next platform.
That could
Nah,
happen.
Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be the Breath of the Wild for this kid.
I still
don't
think
know.
I still think the Switch has at least 1 or 2 more years left in its life cycle after Tears of the Kingdom come out.
I feel like they're... because Switch OLED owners are going to be really scorned if they actually pull that. Because they just spent a lot of money on a very fancy Switch.
Yeah. I feel like
I think a Switch OLED's $400.
I think the Switch could go into early 2026 before they start announcing their next console.
Like, look, the Switch is coming on to like 6 years of its lifetime, right?
Oh, it's outdated hardware, don't get me wrong.
However, right, like, the system sort of is, like, doing the best it has ever done. So unless Nintendo does some terrible business decisions, we know they will. But, you know, it should be going strong for at least 2 years from this point. Because you saw the 3DS. That went for a very long time.
3DS went
and that didn't even do that well.
The 3DS went almost a decade.
Heck, the Wii U lasted, what, 4 or 5 years? And it did terribly.
Talk about the Wii U.
It ran from 2012 to 2016.
That's a decent run for a failing console.
Like, Nintendo at least just wanted, like, something out of the way so that the Wii U can just get out and not be in there. And that's how we got this with.
I mean, you can argue that they only stuck with it because of how long it took for hardware to be up to snuff to do what they actually wanted to, but still.
The Wii U walked so the Switch could run.
Absolutely.
I still can't believe that Breath of the Wild is, like, at least 5 years old. It's really crazy.
I still can't believe that Breath of the Wild is on Wii U. I keep forgetting that it is.
Yeah. It's not a great version, but it's there. It's really good if you want to play it on PC, because there's a really good Wii U emulator out there.
Mod support.
Custom dungeons, dude.
60 FPS.
140 FPS if you can run it.
I remember running some Smash 4 mods that added custom characters to Smash 4. Like, they replaced Dr. Mario with Solo Ice Climber.
I don't know why you'd want to do that, but that's cool, I guess.
Well, to compensate for the fact that it was Solo Ice Climber, they made him really broken.
Well, I mean, consolation prize, I guess, but it's still kind of silly.
He doesn't have a recovery because it's Sopo, but his attacks just hit like 10 trucks.
But no wobbles.
No wobbles.
Does it hit like get inside smash?
You can do the amiibo glitch though to get 2 ice climbers to control on one controller.
That's great.
You can wobble.
I love the Smash 4 amiibo glitch where you're able to make any character ice climbers.
Oh, that was a devourer, I think. There he is.
2 Captain Falcons being playable on one controller.
I want those cursed flames, damn it.
I started to pick up Daisy recently. It's alright.
You know what I want to do this year?
No.
I'm
No.
sitting here watching the Mario Mania highlights that Some Call Me Johnny and friends did. I want this year, or if not summer, maybe fall or winter. But I want this year. I want to do a charity event. Obviously, I can't host a charity event because I don't know the first thing about hosting a charity event. But I know Dairud knows more about doing charity stuff
does.
for the game because he does it for the game of the Gift of Life.
Get the
So
life stuff, yeah.
I would love like a Monkey Ball like marathon or Monkey Ball Mania stream where a bunch of creators and speedrunners just like go head to head with each other playing Monkey Ball ROM hacks.
Like a big 24-hour streamathon of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 1.0 generation gets so tall that harpies can be spawned on ground level.
That's amazing.
That's ridiculous. I bet I could get a wyvern too. I better hurry this up.
Also,
I have thoughts. No.
it would be not only would it be good for charity. I mean, we're not as big as like Some Call Me Johnny, I know that. But even then, they only raised about
my
like
God,
what?
that's a wyvern. Holy shit,
like
I gotta get out of here.
They don't raise like a lot of. I mean, they raise a lot of money, but they don't raise like GameStop
LGBTQ
quick money.
levels.
Yeah, they only get
Right.
like a little over 10K, maybe 15K. But like, we could probably get like 1,000 in donations, maybe if we're lucky.
If we did
And
like a 24-hour stream and got like everybody involved.
yeah. Also, if people saw that Monkey Ball was being streamed for like 24 hours with big numbers, they might tune in and see what's up, and it might be good exposure for ROM hacks.
Yeah, I mean, if we could get like you need to get like all the biggest names. Like you need to get Kutzman on board. You need to get Glock on board.
You gotta get Twilight on board at some point too.
Yeah.
You gotta get 651 on there.
You gotta get Scrap.
If you could, getting Scrap would be so difficult though, because again, he's literally never been in a voice call with anybody in this community.
Yeah.
So that would be a hard sell. It'd be awesome.
If we got NGU on here.
I would even say
we could actually get him, honestly, because
Yeah.
he's actually shown his voice before.
I
Yeah,
would even say get Jerem in there too.
At least for a little bit, if he wants to cover some like early BBR stuff, I think that'd be cool.
Mhm.
Early compacts.
I was wondering if like there was a similar idea, but it would just be like a level creation show off sort of thing where like everyone makes a level with a prompt and they don't know what other people are doing, so they just all have like their Blender streams up and they're just playtesting their levels, and like by the end of the stream everyone has their own level and they compete on each other's.
Level jams live.
Yeah.
No, I think they just have. It's like a 24-hour stream where they have to make a beginner pack.
Making beginner packs is tough though. Just
Yeah.
a 10-stage pack, how about?
Or like a 10-stage pack.
Or like, does that include in making the BG?
No, I would probably.
You would just use
say,
vanilla.
I would just say just use BG tool. Unless you really want to make a custom BG, then I guess by all means do that. But
At that point, you're spending a lot of time,
yeah,
and then you got to deal with eucalyptus screeching.
Oh my gosh!
Because
this
there's
is
no
so rotten.
chance you got any textures perfect.
What if I just
At
what if I
those time
what if I
frames.
just have skyboxes that have never been released, just waiting to be used?
What if we
You
just
know-
use a Huegar skybox?
Oh yeah, we would need to get pseudo. So good luck with that.
Oh my god, pseudo would be amazing to have for something like that.
We could all just use Huegar skyboxes, and it would be amazing.
If we could get pseudo and crabs, imagine, dude.
Imagine we get Jay Sherfy back.
Imagine we get Jay Sherfy, we get like if we could get like 1.0 people, I could probably get Yoshimaster to show up.
Golden Wario, True Blue.
I think we're just like imagining a hypothetical monkey ball of like end game here.
Dude,
Like the biggest crossover in Monkey Ball hacking
we need
history.
we need to get Monkey Ball Endgame trending.
If we actually wanted to do a Monkey Ball hacking contest, I think that's something the community could organize if they really wanted to.
I would love that. If it was
We're
like a
in
weird-
use, like,
need
the
of a
Monkey Balls.
repository as well, and that would give us an excuse to make like an actual website for this.
We could like use monkey ball speedruns, the Twitch account, or something like this.
I would host a streaming event for it. I know a lot of people would. I'm sure we could get Pseudo involved with something like that. Like have an actual like streaming schedule to make like a proper event timing. The same way that SHC does it. Or Sage even.
I would love to be the donation reader.
Yeah, you would be a good donation reader.
I mean,
Get
obviously
NGU.
there'd be crossover, right? Like Dairu's stream
Yeah.
and my stream would have a lot of the same people, but it'd still be cool.
Get NGU to be the donation reader.
Oh my god. It would be great.
And here's a $35 donation from Eucalyptus SMB, and it reads, "Please delete your entire level. Please. I'd rather you just take your level away than look at this for any longer. Please."
Imagine if we could get interval
Signed.
for something like that.
Yes.
Get into what?
If we could
Interval.
get interval back, that would
Yeah.
be huge. That would be the
He would-
ultimate.
He would be a really good commentator.
We need to get everyone. We need to get Ichigo. We need to get KA. We need to get Pseudo. We need to get Interval. We need to get Krabs. We need to get.
If we
Dairu.
could get like Krabs is like the longest shot, dude. Like I think you might actually have a better chance of getting Scrap to show up in a voice call. But it would be great.
We need to get Ike, Nambo, Retrop, Walker.
I think there would just
Glock
be an
A
entire
list.
section. I think there would just be an entire section of the stream dedicated to Nabo stuff.
Yeah. What if it ended with Supernova?
Everybody
A
trying to
Supernova
beat
comp?
Supernova. In between like 10 runners, can all of them collectively beat all of Supernova?
Yeah, do that. Do a Supernova race. Who can beat all 10 levels first?
Oh well, that's
That's
not
been done
possible
before.
because there's literally no documentation of enough people doing that.
There are like 3 people in the world that have done Super.
And
I
I'm
know
not
all
one
the
of them.
I know all the levels have been beaten, but by a single person. Like I said, I only think only like 2 or 3 people have beaten all 10 levels.
And that's all 10 levels period, not in a run.
Yeah.
I know that
So-
Ike and Nabo are part of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did Nambo make really hard stages and put the community to the test pretty much, or the speedrunners to the test to see if the levels were even beatable? Pretty much.
That was kind of
those-
his goal.
Those levels must. I refuse to believe that those levels were like thoroughly beta test. I'm not saying that they're bad. They're obviously like well thought out levels, but like beta testing that shit as a creator would be fucking annoying.
I think he
Well,
would get
this
to the point
was
where he would like separate all the obstacles and he would do them all by himself. However, I don't think that like during that testing he would have done everything at one go.
no, I don't think that would have been practical.
Otherwise, Supernova would probably been released like 6 months ago.
If I mean, let's be real here.
I'm
It's
excited
a
for
very difficult pack. I've never beaten any stage from it, and I've beaten
I'm excited-
651.
I'm excited for Monkey Ball Ice. I mean Stardust.
Monkey Ball Ice.
I'm excited for Super Monkey Ball 6-5 too.
I jokingly call Stardust the Monkey Ball Ice because Nambo makes a lot of ice stages.
He does make a lot of ice stages. Can we get
Yo,
Monkey Ball
can
Fire and Ice?
Can we play Super Monkey Ball 651 if you haven't played the other 650?
What are you talking about? Just play 349.
Yeah, there's a few that are that fill the gap, you know. You got some 1.5s out there. You got 349 and you got 651.
I still hate how the Lighthouser instrumental has not been released yet.
Yeah, it's not publicly available.
And Blade Buster from 349 is nowhere to be listened to either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some unreleased music from both of those. That's
I love the extra music from 349. It's very atmospheric and trancy, and you can't listen to it anywhere.
yeah, you just gotta pull up
The actual game.
your Monkey Ball 349 and just just sit in the level for a minute, I guess.
You could also rip the DSP.
You could rip the DSP.
Yeah. I mean that would be easy enough if you knew what you were doing.
I'm surprised people just haven't like recorded the in-game audio and just uploaded it to YouTube.
Well,
I know
technically, I have a cut of it because
I know
that's what
Scrap
I did for my video.
I know Scrap wouldn't like that, but like at the same time, like people want to listen to it.
I wouldn't want to do it without Jim's permission, but
Yeah.
I get it. It's annoying. It should be out there.
I would just love to listen to it, like, cause I listen to some 651 tracks when I go for my walk.
It's a very good soundtrack. I
My
like it a
favorite
lot.
one being Exotic Volcano.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite as well. Okay, I think we're ready to roll. I'm gonna go ahead and put the demon side.
Because it's got like really heavy like Mario 64 / N64 vibes.
It's definitely got that sound font.
Wow, 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 wow.
Okay, I gotta break some more demon altars. Just being mindful of wyverns. Because that's somehow a problem that I'm gonna have to deal with here. It's also why I'll probably have to make an arena underground if I end up doing it, because if I build up, I legitimately run the threat of dealing with wyverns. Oh yeah, I was gonna get bombs because I had to deal with meteorite. I'll just buy some. Let's take that gold and silver. And I'll keep that platinum for reforges.
If we ever did a big live stream like that, though, we need to have a soundboard.
You don't need a soundboard when you have a Sudachi.
Shit. You'd have to like structure it though so that certain people are in the call at certain times. Because if everyone was in the call, it would just be a fucking clusterfuck.
No, we would have to limit VCs to a certain capacity. Like what we'd probably end up doing, because a lot of people would otherwise be overlapping between Dyrud and I, is we'd just kind of figure out which side of the group we wanted to bring on for each other's streams, or possibly even switch off, because I wouldn't want to exceed like 6 people in the VC. I think that'd have to be the hard limit, because otherwise it's just not gonna make sense. I think they might have lowered the height limit for the sky biome in 1.1, because I don't remember Harpy showing up in the corruption in 106. Seems like a new problem. Yeah, it kind of got snuffed on this meteorite, but that's okay. Oh god. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Can I get a shout out for my boy Ludwig von Koopa for being the only not recycled Koopaling boss fight in Mario World?
Yeah, we have a shout out to Ludwig for being one of the worst streamers in the world.
Based.
Like
give a shout out.
I genuinely find that guy annoying. Like, there's nothing.
I'm
he
not a
does
big
that-
Ludwig fan.
Yeah.
My friend AJ is. He likes
Who
Ludwig
was
a
his?
lot.
Who was his butt buddy? Was
Ludwig?
it Atriok? Yeah,
It
was
was
it Atriok?
Atriok, who had his own controversy that I don't think we can talk about here.
Yeah, I just remember I remember his Dragonfly rage, Ludwig's.
Oh yeah, I made it into my video.
Oh
Like-
my god.
Drama aside, like whether or not he does good stuff, or like whether or not he did not like Gaiden or whatever, I just found him extremely annoying and like.
I don't think he disliked Gaiden. I think it was just that he didn't like Dragonfly.
Yeah, it's just that I find him to be a very stereotypical streamer.
Yeah. Oh my god, you can get wyverns at this height? Oh. This is so weird. Like, I've had other 1.0 worlds in hard mode to test this kind of stuff. This never happened.
And it's not that I like Gaiden. I don't hate Gaiden. I think Gaiden's a great pack, but I'm still mad that like
Oh my god.
that's what the community or like the casual community think of when they think of ROM hacks. They think of Gaiden and then they don't think of anything else.
Yeah. I mean, even 651 has kind of gotten shorted in its legacy.
Yeah.
I think the most like prolific packs ever are like Gaiden 1.5 DE and maybe 2020.
1.5 DE is getting shafted.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, I consider those to be successful packs, but the big three, in terms of, like, popularity, were Gaiden, 651, and Monkey 2.
And even then,
I
Monkey
had
2, Monkey 2 had its fair share of time in the limelight, but it's not really talked about anymore now.
No, because, you know, once 651 came out, that became the hot new thing, and then Gaiden even supplanted that about a year after. And there really wasn't anything big that came out that, like, was the Gaiden killer, you know?
I'm really curious to see if launch is going to be the Gaiden killer.
It is.
I think it has a real chance of it, because it's the first one to have as solid of a
Foundation.
of
Yeah, I
both
think-
a foundation and
Whether-
of a playtesting experience as Gaiden had.
I think whether or not it is successful, and that's just a really low chance of happening. But even if it isn't successful, I think it might have already killed Gaiden at this point.
There's a lot of hype surrounding this. I would at least the most since Gaiden came out, possibly in general.
Like I said, I think Gaiden's a great pack. It's a really well made pack. It's good. It's got good graphics. It's got good level design. It's got a good difficulty, and it's just a very well made pack. And I like it. It even has a very important QR code in there. But like,
I do consider it the best of the currently available Monkey Ball ROM packs on
I would agree-
several
I would agree.
levels.
I would agree on that front too. I think it's the best pack of all time. The only thing is, it's like because of its popularity, I feel like everything else just gets criminally shafted.
And I think release time has a lot to do with that as well. Gaiden came out at the height of the pandemic, so a lot of people really didn't have much else that they were doing. So it got a lot
Yes.
more attention than the average ROM hack typically would. Like, if Gaiden had released in 2019, I honestly don't think it would have been as successful. I think the pandemic helped it along a lot in terms of popularity. Like, would Lugwood and Atrioc have streamed it if there was actual, like, AAA releases coming out during that time? Maybe not.
Dimensions came out during the pandemic.
Yes, but Dimensions had a lengthy development cycle with a lot of things that were not in its favor. For instance, Yuke's first run at texturing did not go as well as any of his current material.
Yeah.
And you can feel that. I honestly would like to see Yuke go back and retexture Dimensions.
He
'Cause I
said
think
he's
he could
going
do
to do
a
it.
much, much better job now.
He said he's going to do it.
He's just a
That's
really
something.
busy guy.
He's a busy guy, but he said at some point he is going to do it. And I'm not holding him at like a time limit for that. I'm whenever he has time to do that, I'm fine with that. I don't mind waiting as long as it takes for a definitive edition of like a texture port of Dimensions to come out.
When are we getting Dimensions RTX?
Dimensions RTX will most likely be a thing one day, but just probably not till I guess maybe next year or hell even 2024.
I don't know
Even
how much you
Temperature
guys have
will
kept
make
up
it.
with like NVIDIA DLSS updates, but I guess now like the tools for making your game have RTX support have gotten really easy. Like to the point that fans could start doing it. So, you know, if we start seeing that crop into the emulator space, we could actually have Monkey Ball RTX far sooner than any of us expected.
Have you seen Neryl's new video?
I
Who?
don't think... No.
Okay, basically he already went over how like N64 emulation already has like works in strides inside of ray tracing inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like if you're interested in that, that could be, you know.
N64 emulation is so difficult anyway. It's very CPU intensive.
Yeah.
It just had a lot of custom silicon. It's hard to run.
Like there's just a ton of stuff that's just like really terrible to do unless you're literally guessing everything. And that's how like a lot of emulators for the N64 happen.
So it's a very tough system to emulate, and unfortunately, it's one of the systems that would benefit most from an emulator because of its hardware anti-aliasing that looks bad. And it would be
Like
much
a
better
lot of
off
the
without.
like I've worked a little bit on N64 ROM hacking, and I'm like, that system's anti-aliasing is not your friend.
It's terrible. I mean, it made sense in a very, very specific point in the industry, but it should not have made it into the final build. Like, the fact that that actually made it into retail consoles is pretty ridiculous. Because it looks bad. Real bad. And you know, there are N64 mods that will deactivate the hardware anti-aliasing in your console, but they're extremely expensive. And on top of that, you have to find a working expansion pack for a lot of the more iconic N64 games.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, good luck.
If a wombly wombly wombler wombles to another wombly wombly wombler, which wombly wombly wombler wombles warmest?
D, there's a bug.
If two witches watch two watchers, which witch would watch which watch?
I actually got a pretty neat idea for this. I'm gonna try and not leave my head around for too long so that doesn't leave my head. Wow, this might actually work well.
I still can't believe that chess glitch hasn't broken yet. We're in 1.1.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose that, like, you know, the devs wouldn't really suspect that they would keep it like that.
They
Like,
would
people
expect
would
you to
keep
have
their
given up
chests.
this by now.
Yeah.
Not a chance. I mean, there's weird stuff like that as well with carryover from jungle gear. Like I showed that off a little bit earlier. That if you have a jungle rose on before they change them to jungle spores, and you're using it as a vanity item, when you transfer to the next version, you are wearing a jungle spore. It doesn't show anything because there's nothing for the tile set, but it shows it in your character's vanity slot. Which is pretty quirky. Also, I'm not seeing any demon altars. Do demon altars show up with the Spelunker potion?
I'm not aware about that. I gotta go look that up.
I don't think Spelunker potions are expensive anyway, but I don't necessarily want to waste one. If it's not going to work.
Spelunker buff illuminates the following: orbs, gems, pots, herbs, backplants, chests, life crystals, and life fruits.
But not demon altars. Okay.
Doesn't seem like it.
Annoying, but whatever.
I don't think it ever mentions demon altars in the history of the Spelunker potion.
No. I mean, in a sense, you don't need it for the entirety of pre-hard mode. So, it's not that strange, but still.
I wonder how fighting Plantera would work, and wait, it wouldn't. It wouldn't work in 1.2.
Oh, what now?
I was about to say, I wonder how Plantera would work in fighting them against in like a 1.0 world, but then it wouldn't because Plantera bolts aren't a thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no Plantera in 1.0.
Obviously, and there's no way to spawn them.
That's actually not true.
Oh,
As a matter of fact, there's a really crazy thing. You get chlorophyte in a 1.0 world.
I imagine why. Yeah,
But that seems really weird, right? Like, how does it know to create it?
it's based off of jungle mud.
Like, it seems odd that it would know to do it, but it does.
It spontaneously creates it if there isn't any in the world.
Hmm. Just another thing that it's like astonishing that they had the forethought for people converting their worlds from 1.1, in spite of the fact that they would inherently be missing content. Well, it still doesn't look great for demon altars, which is a shame.
Gorbachev, have you seen the video? Inside. Or you're not there, I guess.
Oh, is he muted?
No, he's not muted.
Oh.
Who?
Ew.
No, I'm playing more Black Ops 4.
Oh. Well, then once you can, just look video and stuff.
Fucking.
It's a new ad for the Mario Bros. Movie.
Is it the Mario Bros. Super Show ad?
It's the plumbing ad, yeah.
Yeah, I watched it already.
It's amazing.
Art.
Thanks, Mario Brothers. I guess the only thing they haven't drained is my bank account.
And she just looks at like the script with a really confused face.
No.
What if I
think
sell golf hats for money?
that might be all I get from demon altars, but that really wasn't a lot. I think there's some other near the surface in other parts of the world, but still, it's not amazing. I don't think that they're running near the jungle, so I'm not going to mess with that area too much. Nice, got a lot of big moon seeds. Go finally have spares of those. Whoa! Oh, because he just causes it to spawn like that. That's crazy. I forgot how damaging corruptors can be. I might need to seal that off. Oh, there was another meteorite at some point. I'll have to get that eventually. No, meteorite doesn't serve a lot of purpose anymore.
That's sort of the thing that happens to it after hard mode.
It's just
A
weird
lot
that
of
I got
items-
one.
A lot of stuff that like isn't immediately at the end of free hard mode becomes very irrelevant in hard mode.
Right. Okay. Well, that's about it as far as demon altars on that side of the world. We can look over here, I guess. And see what the Hallow has in store for us. No, it's not very large at all. Demon altar down there. But one of these cave systems had one. Really close to the surface. There's some cobalt. May as well get it, I guess. Oh, I actually have a full inventory. That important. Oh, there were emeralds over here this whole time. I don't know why I never saw them. Oh, I must have misremembered that demon altar, but that's okay. Alright, I guess mining begins. At least after some quick inventory management. Okay, now keep that cobalt there. I could put the clockwork assault rifle away. I think maybe it's eventually used in a crafting recipe. Can't remember for what though.
On the latest journey of Pokemon, Brock, Ash, and Misty go on their way to Puerto Rico to get the Barriqua badge.
They get the what now?
I'm watching the Some Call Me Johnny highlights from the
Oh.
Mario Mania. And they Clark mispronounced Puerto Rico as Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
So Johnny went, in our latest adventures, Brock, Misty, and Ash head over to Puerto Rico to get the Barriqua badge.
Alright, let's mine some diamonds.
Doder Dow, who's that? Todd Howard! Ah, I got the dang.
Now's a good time as any to take that Spelunker potion. Whoa. It's a pretty good vein.
How'd you beat my ballistic shield?
You know what? I can't tell if it's copper or adamantite. It's probably copper. Silver. It looks like.
Dear pesky plumbers, the Koopalings and I have taken over the Mushroom Kingdom. The princess is now a parliament guest.
We take iron for now. Mind the mithril yet. God, they really make you work for it in this one.
How does, of all things to kill me with a fucking riot shield, it's not the fucking guy with the electric hunting rifle. It's the Rottweiler. Before they do a fuck Mary kill, Mother Brain, Dark Samus, and Ridley, and it's like before anyone says fuck Dark Samus, I just want people to remember that she looks really skeletal at the end of Prime 2. And then Johnny chimed in with, yeah, but she doesn't look skeletal at the beginning of Prime 2. Fuck Dark Samus.
There too. Okay. It's the wizard.
I have to play one more game of free for all to get my contract done.
It's silver.
Check's clear. Let's go to work. If we move.
Okay, so as far as I mean, I have a lot of amethyst to sell actually. Let's just keep 80. And then link root up.
See this one. Please.
Oh man, I can make cobalt brick. Okay, so I'll need a cobalt drill because there was no cobalt pickaxe at this point in time.
Alright, I came back after making my hot cocoa.
I didn't beat someone with my bare fucking fists.
And we'll start on cobalt armor. I almost had enough to make a whole set. Just if I can go in there and in here just for the moment. My molten pickaxe. Thing gets used for anything else, but I can just sell it. 54 silver. Okay. And then it's about time to finish up, so I'll stop there. That's early hard mode for you. Very early hard mode, I should say. But that's about it. Save and exit. Go windowed. Sign off.
Bye, stream.
So long.